this goes into my next mic. Lamar Jackson. Did you see how mad he was getting? He was literally like, I said fucking dig route. Like, he was like, he was throwing punches at the old line. I was like, dude. But when you talk about a guy that can take over a game, just like you said, Patrick, dude, Lamar Jackson, if he doesn't like what he sees downfield, he could really make you hurt really bad. Like, the way he can just slip out of everything. And if you don't bring pressure and get him bottled up right now, it's over, dude. It's insane to watch.
I don't know what the Texans were doing half the time in their rush lanes.
Oh.
Like, I went back and watched the tape because I was like, first of all, why didn't we have an answer for zero pressure?
Right.
There was no answer. Right, zero answer. It was almost like watching the Eagles last week when Tampa was going all out zero pressure, and they just had zero answers. And I felt bad for Stroud, but when you're on an environment like that, and the thing about zero pressure is you have to be able to get to your check. And when it's loud and when you're nervous about your guys jumping off sides, and sometimes you're like, I'm just going to let this ride and try and beat it with the ball. And they just could not answer the Ravens blitz package that we had. I'm excited. We're going to do a full offseason. We're going to do a full offseason take. I'm going to dive deep into this tape, have a bunch of cut-ups, and we're going to look at what happened to the Houston Texans offense.
Jay's blitz.
It's amazing.
Dude, segment.
I love it. Boone knows this. One of my favorite things. I nerded out over pass protection. Like, nothing got me more excited than walking into a 5:30 a.m. Wednesday meeting with the quarterbacks and the centers and be like, all right, let's talk through how we're going to beat this blitz.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
It's so much fun. Because for an offensive lineman, that's scoring our touchdown, right? You don't get to see the O-lineman like in the end zone celebrating, but I can vividly remember multiple times when we're out there on a 3rd and long and we see a package that we had seen and we'd studied and we talked through it, and everyone's like, this is it. This is the one. Like, get to the check. And we get to the check and we hit it right in the face, and the quarterback completes a long ball and converts, and all the O-linemen are high-fiving on the way down. Like, we did it. Right? Like, that was the stuff that got my blood going. And so I can't wait. We're going to dive deep into a lot of off-season blitz of the week stuff because I love
those meetings are a little quicker, I'm guessing, for Baltimore. Okay, how are we going to pick up this?
Lamar, you got this? Lamar, you got this?
You're just going to run out that way? Okay,
8 run.
sounds good.
Just run.
Dude, incredible. Hats off to Houston. The first half, they kind of knew what was going on, and they were putting pressure on him. They got some sacks. They're stopping him. Like, Lamar's getting frustrated. But the second half, he was just like, no, I'll put the team on my back. Did you hear at halftime? They were like, there was a ton of courage. It's all from Lamar. I was like, I'm sure, dude. You could see it on the field. But he's another one, like Patrick, like, love watching these matchups because even when you have him dead to rights, cornered, everything, he slips out, and all of a sudden all you see is open space, and you're like, well, now how smart was that? That doesn't look very good.
You see him one-on-one with a safety with 8 yards of separation. You're like, oh, buddy, good luck. Like, best of luck to you, sir.
I also love, too, like, when Lamar Jackson is, I think he's 26 still. Maybe he might have turned 27, but he's no older than 27 years old. And people, like, it started 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, Lamar Jackson struggles in the playoffs, right? Oh, he can't win a playoff game. Let's save the can't win a playoff game thing for guys that are 32.
Yes.
For guys that are 35.
Yes, I agree.
It's like what was your plan, guy? If you're social media criticism guy, or you're a national talking head guy, and your plan going into these playoffs with this team that has a plus 200 point differential is, boy, Lamar Jackson can't win a playoff game. Like, well, he's 27. He's awesome, and he will probably beat the Texans, and then we'll probably get to the Super Bowl. And, just shut up, people.
Well, that's the problem is everyone gets so serious right away. And I remember when all that talk was going on, and everybody was like, oh, he can't do it, and this is going to be too much. I remember going like, he's like 23 years old. It's not even
insane.
His fucking fault. Like, what?
Well, dude, we do this like if when we were all growing up watching sports before social media. We're not that old. We're all in our 30s here. But even like in the late 90s, early 2000s, you didn't have this like tornado of content and reactions and takes and social and, podcast and YouTube and all this stuff. It was like a guy would come in the league, in any league, by the way. It could be a basketball. Dude, Michael Jordan didn't win a title until like his 8th or 9th year in the NBA. But in today's world, if you're a 21 or a 23-year-old, you literally get labeled can't win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Chokes in a big spot, right? It's like, well, dude, he might have 10 years left in his career. Let's just take a deep breath here and let this thing play out.
Unless you're
And now
Dak
we're seeing
Prescott. Unless you're Dak Prescott.
Oh, that's
Dude, he's like 30 now.
Yeah, that's true. He's
see,
getting
once
up
you
there.
cross over, and Jay will tell you in the league when you cross over 30. I remember the day
Dinosaur.
I crossed
You're a
over
dinosaur.
30, dude. I remember I got a phone call and everyone was like, "Congratulations, you're fucking old," and I was like, 30.
AARP.
They're like, "Oh no, dude, you are officially looking over your back now. Like you, once you hit 30, you're fucking old." And so that's I would put Dak in that category. I'm over 30 and can't do shit with shit.
I have a neighbor that every year
No names.
dies on the hill that Lamar Jackson will not go down as an all-time great. He's like
He's an idiot.
He
Based
won't go
on
down.
what?
He won't go down an all-time great based off the fact that
2
he's
MVPs.
not going to be able to sustain the style of play that he runs, and he's not going to be able to do it, and he's never going to go down as a list of an all-time great. And we went rounds on this again in our group thread. He just refuses to believe it, and he started going down. I was like, "Give me your all-time greats," and he's like, "Roger Staubach, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady." I was like, "Dude, he's 26. Like you can't." And he's like, "Oh, I'll believe it when he wins one." Like he's just so stubborn and annoying with that.
But, okay,
That's
but
stupid,
like-
dude. This is Lamar's like what 7th year, and he's still running sixth. He's still running around. If you haven't figured it out in the first 6, you think it's going to take the next 6. Like there's nothing you can do, and that's what people need to understand. Yeah, who was out there? Christian Harris was out there spying him for most of the game, and then all of a sudden he got hurt, and they were like, "Now we're fucked." Like that guy made a ton of tackles. Anytime Lamar left the pocket, he was chasing him. But then all of a sudden he hurts his shoulder, and there's not one person on that field that can do shit about it. He's just literally gone everywhere. And that's where it's like, dude, he is going to go down as number one, a generational talent because he's phenomenal. He can run the ball. He can throw darts across the fucking field like I've never seen a dude do. And at the same time, he always keeps his composure. Like you never really see him like go crazy and throw 4 interceptions or 4 fumbles. Like he's one of these dudes that in the game on the line, dude, I'd want him out there. I'd be like, dude, I'm going to let you call whatever the fuck you want. I'll
Right,
tell you what,
but, dude,
I'm going to
people
give you this. I'm going to go sit down.
People get so caught up in, well, right, okay, but can he do it when he's 35? I don't give a shit. Dude,
Fucking cares.
They
Yeah.
can win Super Bowls right now. People get like when you this is a whole other subject, but even in the draft, it's like, boy, I don't know if that guy is going to hold up when he's. I don't care. Can he hold up for a rookie contract for 5 years so I can build a monster roster, right? The other thing too is the Ravens in the regular season. The Ravens are 58-19 with Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Did you
Pretty
not
good.
think that was going to translate at some point to a postseason run? Like if you're 58-19 with Lamar Jackson at quarterback as a team, and we could get into a debate about how much you put on like quarterback wins as a stat, but they win a ton of games with him in the regular season, and people had written this chapter about him in the postseason going into his age 26, 6th year in the NFL, and those people are idiots, and I'm glad he's shutting them up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. I'm all about it.